Bradley, Executive Director of North Shore Television, and welcome to Access Spotlight. We're clearly wearing masks today, so we're abiding by the COVID-19 guidelines, so hopefully you'll be able to hear us. We're closed to the public still, but we have special guests here today that have done something really great, and we didn't want to wait to share it with you guys. So today with us, we have musicians Robert Eberle, Ethan Felizari, and Don DeMenis. They recently collaborated and released a song called Enough in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. And we're happy to have them here. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Hello, thank you for having us.
So happy you were able to come. Appreciate it. I know it's crazy time.
Of course.
So before we get into the origin of the song, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the history, where you guys are coming from and so forth. So are you all from Long Island? Did you all know each other? Are you friends before you started this, or?
So I'm from Long Island. I've known Ethan for almost 5 years now. We've collaborated on many things in the past. And yeah, you want to go?
Yeah, also from Long Island. I was raised in Huntington, so I'm from here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you said, we've collaborated in the past. I've known Don for over a year now, and we've worked with each other for quite some time. So.
And are you all still in school, or you're out of school?
I am. I'm only 15.
Right, that's
yeah. So I'm going into 11th. And
wow.
so I'm still in high school, but
my daughter's 15.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's
we're the old. We're very much out of school.
Well, you all look young, so that's great.
Thank you.
So let's see. How long have you each been performing musically? Like, how long has this been part of your life?
performing, maybe, like if I had to put a number, like 8 years, but I've been with music because my dad's obviously a musician, he's in the business. I've been surrounded by music since I was really little, like 2 years old. So I got the genes, the good genes, and I've just been singing, performing for literally my entire life.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, it's easier when you have family that have. And what about you guys?
For me, I started performing when I was 13, and like I really got into musical theater. That was like my thing,
okay.
And I just really fell in love with the whole performance aspect of musical theater. And I didn't really get into music until the company that I own started a label and management company, which was about a year and a half, 2 years ago now. And I decided, if I'm going to be representing artists in a way, why not do my own music project? So I randomly, about a year and a half ago, started doing music and started writing music because of him. So this 15-year-old inspired me to do music, and yeah, I just...
Well, age is only a number, right?
That's it, exactly, exactly.
So did you do theater in school?
Yeah, I did theater in school. I did theater, outside community theaters and things like that. And I was lucky I was able to open up my own community theater at 16, 17. So
incredible.
That's how I met Rob, actually. He did one of the shows that I directed, and I used to teach him acting, actually. So.
Oh, what a history. Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot of fun.
So how about you?
I've been performing for a solid 3-4 years, I think.
Okay.
I would say. But I've been writing music since I was 14. I'm 23 now. So 9-10 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
So when you're writing, is it like you're writing up like poems?
Yeah, pretty much. That's how I started off.
Yeah.
I was writing poetry, won a poetry contest. I was like, okay, cool, I can rap. So.
Right. That's great. Now, was that like something you studied in school, poetry?
Yeah. Had a whole poetry class for a whole semester. Took all the literature, all the terms and similes and metaphors, just learned all that and then just incorporated it into music.
That's great. Poetry isn't the easiest thing to understand or to write. You really have to understand, have a good rhythm for it. So that's pretty great. That's impressive.
Yeah.
So you guys collaborated before this, you had said, you two?
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about how you all got together to do this song.
Yeah, so Rob had this beautiful song. He posted a little clip of it on TikTok.
Yeah.
And the good old TikTok.
The good old TikTok. So I saw it on TikTok, and I texted him immediately, and I said, "What are you doing with this song? Like, are you going to put it anywhere?" He goes, "No, I just wrote a verse, like in a little chorus. Like it wasn't a full-fledged song. It was just an idea." And I said, "Write a full-length song, because we need to do something, because this is incredible." He's such a good songwriter. He wrote it, and we got into a studio together. We started working, And he had told me I want to find a really, really good hip hop artist. And I manage artists. I work with a bunch of different artists in all types of genres. And I work with a few hip hop artists. And I just knew when I heard the song, just on guitar, not the fully produced song, I knew immediately that Don had to be the guy. And I've been working with Don now for 6-7 months, maybe a little bit longer than that now. And you know, I just knew he would just do it so eloquently. And yeah, that's kind of how it all happened. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Now, does your management company, is it strictly hip hop or is it?
No, we represent a lot of hip hop artists, but we work with all kinds of artists. Right now, we're working with a really great artist in Colombia. Her name is Camila Andrew. She does soul and R&B, and yeah, just really anybody who we can see having a great career. And
Yeah.
I'm lucky to surround myself with great musicians as friends too, so it inspires us to keep doing more stuff.
Now, did you guys always, was hip hop something that you were always interested? Do you consider yourself hip hop?
I mean, I kind of consider myself like alternative pop rock, but I also kind of go sometimes to the hip hop genre. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of influence for both of us and both of our music. We produce a lot of music together for each other, right? So we work with each other a lot, and that's one of the things we always do is like we grab a little bit of hip hop, and like I grew up on hip hop. Like being from a Latino household, we always loved hip hop. It was just something we listened to. So now when making our own music and like trying to find a new genre to play with, it's not, you know, it doesn't need to just be pop or rock or anything. It could be pop, rock, hip hop, jazz, all of it infused, and you can come up with something pretty cool. And it's kind of how we did this song. You know, we had a great producer who worked with us in Colorado named Colton Lava. He is incredible.
In Colorado?
In Colorado, yeah. So he helped us produce the actual, you know, the full-length track with us, and he's incredible. You know, he is primarily a hip hop producer. So when we approached him with this song, we said we want more than just a guitar in this. We want to fully turn it into a beat that people can, you know, listen to without the lyrics and still feel something. And he did such a great job with it.
So he did that. He
Yeah.
did
So
that
yeah, we
music
wrote the
part.
song, and then he just produced it. You know, elaborated on it, and you know, we went back and forth, and we added stuff, and we said, no, take out this, and let's add this.
Right.
And
Before you did that, did you have a feel for how you wanted it to really sound? Like, did you record it? Did you kind of sing it and record it and then send it to him?
yeah,
or?
actually, right.
Yeah,
Is that how it works?
literally what we did was we recorded my guitar part, which you hear in the beginning, and throughout the entire song. And then we got all together, and then we just layered the vocal on top of it. So it was very stripped down. And then we sent it to him, had kind of an idea, and he just created something for us that was really good.
Yeah, that's
Hit it
pretty-
on the nail.
Yeah, it was just like
exactly.
perfect. Yeah, exactly what we wanted.
It's amazing how you can, you know, not know somebody, right, and they can understand
Oh, yeah.
and get a feel from something just you written, maybe, you know, a few bars that you've recorded, and they can take it and make it something amazing. That's, you know, that's incredible. That's really incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, so, you know, we're obviously it's during the pandemic,
Yes.
and so not only were we in this pandemic, then this whole Black Lives Matter, like it blew up again because it hasn't gone away.
Of course.
It's blown up again. And so you wrote this amazing song. How is recording it during a pandemic though? How did that work out? Like, how did we?
Oh man, it was a little tricky. It's
Obviously,
definitely
it's
tricky.
easier because, you know, everything's digital, so you
Yeah,
can send files. and
exactly.
so
It's
forth,
a
and
lot
you can do
easier
it.
nowadays, I think, to like send files, and like Don and I, especially Don's music. Most of the people you work with, you're sending
Yeah, we
stuff.
send stuff back and
Yeah,
forth.
so like it's typically how it works, but you know, I've pretty much only seen these guys during quarantine. I haven't really seen too many people. So you know, we just found a way to do it while still being as safe as humanly possible. And you know, obviously we work with someone in Colorado, so we're not able to see them. So we were able to just, you know, send it over. It was tricky, but we got it done. Shooting the music video, I think, was a little bit trickier because you know, we're in public spaces. We have to make sure we're wearing our mask, but how do you see our lips if, you know, we're wearing a mask, and how does that make sense?
Right. So you guys didn't even know each other.
No. We met, I think, the day we were recording, right?
Yeah, exactly. The day we were recording
The music video, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, the music
Because
video. The music
I mean, I just want to say this for everybody. He freestyled his verse. Like he wrote like in a few ideas, but he just hopped on the microphone and just said what was in his heart, which was
It's from the heart. So, you know, the truth comes out.
So yeah, it's a beautiful verse, which is crazy to
So when you have
watch.
to do, you have to go back and listen to what you said and rewrite it?
Sometimes.
I'm curious to
Yeah,
know, you know.
sometimes
like-
that does happen. If I do freestyle and
Yeah.
like a good idea comes out, I'm like, all right, cool. I like that. Write that down.
Yeah.
And then once I like write it all down from the freestyle, just re-record it over, make it sound good. That's it.
Do you prefer freestyle? I mean, I know that you said been writing forever,
No, I
but
don't. I actually do prefer writing. It's just to help my mental stay on point when I do freestyle. See if I can still do it, come up with words, conversation. And just let it
He's
go.
such a good freestyler, though. He says he doesn't like. He's so good, man.
well, maybe you're a perfectionist, so you want to make sure that
Yeah,
it
exactly.
sounds good before you actually say something.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Right? That makes sense. Okay, so all right, let's talk about the origin of the song. Okay, so we heard a little bit about it now, right? You had like one lyric or something that you shared on TikTok.
Yeah, it was a verse. It was a verse, a pre-chorus, and a little bit of a chorus that I wrote.
So what moved
a
you
lot.
to write that? Like, where did it come from?
So it was after everything that happened in Minnesota, with everything like that, and I was basically out of anger and sad. I was sad, very sad. And I started writing everything, and I brought it to him. Ethan saw, and then we just went from there.
So you were just something you felt you needed to get
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
And
exactly.
just started writing it, right? So you were watching a lot of the news and,
Exactly.
because you're very young. So have you seen this in person, or is this just something that, you've heard about and then you've seen it on the news and you're like, come on.
Exactly. I've seen it on the news before. It's nothing I've seen in person, but it's still not okay, obviously. So that's what really inspired me.
And so when you heard this, what moved you to say, you know what, you need to finish this?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's a story that needs to be told. I think that what the Black Lives Matter movement stands for, that so many people don't realize or have ignored, is that really the main purpose is that we just want equality. Everybody who's a part of the Black Lives Matter movement, they're not looking to push some sort of political agenda. This has nothing to do with politics. This has to do with people from different backgrounds being able to be more widely accepted. And one of the things I say in my verse when we were writing it, being Latino and my parents are from El Salvador, first generation, right? And I love my Latino heritage, but I was born with very white skin. I have had the same privilege that most people who look like me have. I don't have the same issues or hardships that people who are darker skinned or who are black have had. But I know that my people are also hurting, and one of the lines I say in it are, my people are hurting too, but right now we put the focus on you. Referring to everybody who's suffering right now, who, I have people who I know personally who have suffered from tons and tons and tons of racism, not just police brutality, but just racism on a daily basis. And I think with this song, we just really wanted to get that point across, that we're not saying that every life doesn't matter. We're not saying that we don't care about people of all backgrounds. It's just we just want equality.
Right, like you're not saying somebody's special or more important than somebody
all.
else, but everybody needs to be treated equal.
Of
We are
course.
all humans,
Right.
and that should just be who we are.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
It's really interesting,
Yeah, I think Don's verse, he captured that perfectly.
Yeah. It was the hook mainly that set it off for me. It was just like something, for me at Rob's age, it was just something I thought, what is? I didn't question it. So to be this age now, he's thinking about it, seeing that, I'm like, holy shit. Can I curse? I can't curse now. But like, it was just
We'll
like,
beep you.
it spoke volumes to me. The chorus of itself just spoke volumes for me. So I'm just like, yeah, I have to get on this.
So you were saying, so when you were younger, it didn't really occur to you that this was going on. It was just part of what happened.
Like, I knew it was going on, just didn't think to question when it's gonna stop, when is it enough.
So you felt it, and you were like, but
It's just life.
part of what it is.
Yeah.
Right, isn't that interesting how when you're, especially younger people, they don't question much. They just accept because that's the way things are, are.
Yeah.
And it is until you're a bit older and then you're like, you know what, this isn't right. How
Right.
can I take a stand and do that? And you guys did with this song, right? It's really amazing.
Thank you.
So before the song, were any of you involved? I guess you were with the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all, in our own ways, tried to contribute or help out in some capacity. I run a nonprofit for homeless individuals in the city. So we, for the past 6 months, have been trying to specifically cater to people in minority communities, Black, Latino, anybody who needs extra help. And that was sort of our contribution. And when this all kind of took over every platform, it seems like you can't really escape it now, which is a good thing. We decided that we would pledge half of what we get as donations to the Black Lives Matter movement. And as a company, my other company, we are donating quite a lot of money every single month. Every time we earn something, we want to donate back. And just whatever it is that we can all do, I think we've been trying to do and trying to help out, whether it's sign petitions or donate.
Exactly.
So,
Right, or just bring awareness and say,
bring awareness,
look,
anything. This song, that was like our way of doing it.
Yeah. Okay, so I wrote this really long question. So just bear with me with this one. So I'm actually, you guys said that you listen to hip hop. I'm actually an old hip hop listener, but to the 80s and the 90s. So you guys probably don't even know who I would listen to. But I've been on a recent binge, okay? And my daughter just made me like this big playlist or whatever. So I'm listening to the car or whatever. And KRS-One comes in. So he used to be a very, oh, you heard, okay.
Yeah.
And he did Sound of the Police, right? And I haven't heard that in like forever. And I'm listening to it. And it could be written for today.
Oh, yeah.
The same theme, the same talking, the same lyrics, it's all the same. However, that was done in 1993. So this is 27 years later, and here we are. It's the same, right?
Right.
And then I'm listening to the rest of my playlist, then there's like Ice-T, and there's Public Enemy.
Of course.
But the same recurring theme, And when I was younger, I was just listening to the music. I wasn't really listening to the words. So listening to it now as an adult and listening, and I'm like, man, I can't believe that this is still the same exact issue that it was then.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you guys think, too? Because you're all really young, and we obviously didn't move on when we were younger. So how can we make it? How can your generation make it so that in another 30 years, you're not writing the same songs? How do you think that we can make it? Because look, it happens. There's arcs, right? So people get all fired up. There's movements, there's marches, there's something like that. And then, I don't know, like a giant butterfly starts stealing kids, and then we forget about the one thing and we move on to the next. You know what I mean? There's something else that always buries it, and then it doesn't go away. It doesn't, like, people forget about it. So how can we make it different so that in 30 years, your kids aren't making the song?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think that we could do? Obviously voting.
Yeah.
Right? You're too young for that.
Change some law. That's the first step. Vote locally. I just learned that recently, to vote locally. So, because I don't really look at the president candidates right now as like help for anybody, Republican or Democrat. So, start in the community. You got to start somewhere and then spread out from there. Same way we could go word of mouth, friend to friend, spread awareness.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
I think that's it. It's like, Rob and I had this discussion before. There are a lot of people who don't, they don't want to change, and it's not always a terrible thing, but what you can do instead of putting hate towards these people and saying, nah, okay, goodbye, I'm going to cut you out of my life, you educate them, and I think one of the things, it opened up my eyes because I never understood the Black Lives Matter movement, and this is as someone who is a minority, I never understood what it stood for until all of this. I didn't fully get it. Like, I understood, I always supported it, but I never got it. Like, it never sit with me the way it does now. And I think there are so many people who are not black or brown who felt the same way. And I think that, we've also talked about this before too. It's like, there's a whole snowball that's happening right now. I hope, like your question is, like, I hope in 30 years from now, we're not still having the same discussion, but the only way we're gonna have that change, like you said, vote locally, but also keep having that discussion. If the discussion doesn't go away, the problem's going to start to dissipate a little bit. We just need to keep talking about it, keep our eye on it. If there is a cop out there who does kill an innocent black man or woman, we have to persecute them just like we would persecute anybody else if they killed an innocent person, So it's just going to take the conversation, just keep that conversation going and keep that open mind. Okay, why, if someone doesn't understand why the Black Lives Matter movement, why Black lives specifically, then educate them, and I think that's sort of like the only way I think we can get past all of this, hopefully.
And do it in a way that we're speaking now.
Yeah.
Because people get very defensive, and when somebody has their back up, they don't listen anymore, right? And the idea is to get people to accept. So like you were saying before, You have no idea what it's like to walk into a store and have somebody,
Exactly.
you know, watching you, right? But you have to accept that that's happening. You just have to accept that this is happening to these people, and that's not right. Because I was going to say it's going to take a long time, but it's been a very long time.
Right.
A very long time, you know. And then 30 years before that, and 30 years before that, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, but you're very young, and you've started a great, you know, this is a great song, you know, and it means more to what's happening now than I think maybe you even realize, you know. And plus, it's a nice thing to happen in a crappy time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's you know, it's something that's good that's happening, and people need that too. So, congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you ready to sing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good. So we'll break this set down and we'll give you your space and let
Awesome.
you take the stage, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I can't breathe in black and white. If it's so hard to see, just open your eyes. Why can't you speak what's on your mind? If it's so hard to see, you must be blind. Not fair to be scared, nowhere to be heard lately. It's 1950. When does it matter? When is it enough? Live through this pain peacefully. It's going nowhere. When is it enough? We see those streets of black and white. If you choose not to speak, open your eyes. My people are hurting too. But right now, we put a focus on you. Not fair to be scared, nowhere to be heard lately. It's 2020.
Blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I live in cahoots with my ancestor roots. Don't tell me you love me, you treat me so rude. How can I do everything I wanted to without obstructing the news of your point of view? I just wanna breathe so heavenly. Want my grandkids to see they pedigree. You're better me than I'll ever be. Want my little brother see 33 and many more. Want my mama living so comfortably. We can set it off. We can never soft in a better, in another world. Every black man, trans woman, boys and girl, matter in no perfect world.
Not fair to be scared, nowhere to be heard lately. It's 1950. When does it matter? When is it enough? Is it enough? Ooh yeah. When is it enough? Why live through this pain? Why do you have to live through this pain? Peacefully, going nowhere. It's going nowhere. When is it enough? When is it enough? We gotta fight until we had enough. Had enough, yeah. When is it enough? Yeah. When is it enough?
Thank you.
How did it feel? How did it feel performing it?
Good. Great.
When was the last time you guys performed it together? I don't know if you could see me. When was the last time you performed it together?
We've never performed it together.
Get out!
This is the first time.
There you have it. Oh wow, that's great. So how did it feel? Good.
Great. It's awesome.
Good. I'm glad. So where can people find this song? Like where can they download it?
So it's available everywhere. So that's Apple Music, Spotify, all the streaming platforms. You can also follow me on my social medias, which is my Instagram is @RobertEberly1, my Twitter is @EberlyMusic, and my Facebook page is @RobertEberlyMusic.
What about TikTok?
TikTok is @RobertEberly.
That's where it all started. You can't forget about TikTok, you know.
That's true. Yeah, you can find me at Versa the Band. It's our music project, such as @Versa the Band, VERSA the Band, everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everything.
You can find me everywhere at Don Domenis, straight like that, on everything.
That's it, Don Domenis.
Easy.
Yeah,
Easy, simple. So I had read that the proceeds from this are going to be donated. Where is that going to be donated to?
Yeah, it's going to be donated to the Black Lives Matter Global Network, which distributes its money to various organizations globally that are dealing with this problem. But the largest portion of it's really going to the Bail Project, which is their sole mission is to help people who have been wrongfully accused and wrongfully put in jail. To help them get out, to make bail, and even people in these protests who have unfortunately been peacefully protesting and have video proof that they were doing absolutely nothing wrong and were, arrested or anything like that. We're donating our proceeds directly to them. So we also have a merch line where it's just some shirts that say enough on it. Every dollar from that we raise is going directly to the Bail Project, to Black Lives Matter Global Network, and also to Integrate NYC, because obviously we're from New York. The problem is also here in our backyard, so we want to help out directly here in our backyard, and they're a great organization. So. Yeah.
Good. So we could put up the websites for all of those afterwards, which would be great. So what's next for you guys? Do you plan on collaborating on something again?
I'm sure.
Do you have like enough number 2 coming out? Like
Part 2 coming soon.
La Deuce coming out?
Something.
Good. So what's going up for individually? Do you have anything coming on now, or?
I have a few projects lined up.
Of course you do.
And I'm excited for everybody to hear them.
Good.
Very special.
Fantastic. What about you guys?
I got a project coming out. Do we need these? I got a project coming
You
out.
do.
Okay.
Oh, you do.
Next month. Falling Towards Success, Volume 1. It's a mixtape collection of songs that everyone loves from me. That's it.
Great. But it's not actually on a tape.
I mean, I could get it on tape, actually. That'd be a good idea.
Hopefully we can. That's actually great.
That's a
Give
good
us our
idea.
promotion.
Yeah, it would be great. I mean, look, I told you, 80s, 90s hip-hop girl.
Just read.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And for me, I have a project we're working on. It's Versa the Band. We have a lot of new music that's coming out. Rob has helped me co-write and produce a bunch of these songs, so we can't wait.
Yep.
Don's on a few of them, so we got an EP coming out later this month, and then we have also a full-length project coming out at the end of the year. So.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
We're very excited. It's
Great.
fun.
So maybe, like 6 months, next year or something down the line, we could have a reunion.
Please.
See how you guys did,
Thank you.
and keep the word alive, right? Because that's the goal, right? To keep this process. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
And thank you for watching. Stay tuned to the credits. You could get the email and the websites for all of these great organizations that the donations are going to. Take care.
I can't breathe in black and white. If it's so hard to see, just open your eyes. Why can't you speak what's on your mind? If it's so hard to see, you must be blind.